Hi there. I'm Laura, and I'm the curator for A Minute on the Mic. I've crowdsourced a question on Twitter, and our guest today had 60 seconds to answer that question in a recorded response. Our question for this round is, how do you stay visibly present and active in all of your different community forums and chat channels? Here's what they had to say.
Hi, my name is Mary Thingwell, and I'm the Director of Developer Relations at Camunda. I've been involved in dozens of communities over the last 13 years, and at times I've struggled to keep up with all the conversations that are happening. The short answer now is that I don't stay visibly present and active in all the different spaces. I pick and choose what I'll dip in and out of at different times. I found two things that really work for me. One, I only stay in groups that are actively beneficial. They might be beneficial for work reasons, soliciting feedback, career reasons, networking or getting to know others in similar roles, or personal reasons, ways of keeping up with friends or building new relationships. But if I'm part of a group that's just generating more noise, I leave. Secondly, even for those groups or platforms that are beneficial, I try to limit my intake. I set unavailable hours on Slack. I try to only check work platforms during work hours. And for social media platforms, I have limits set on my phone to only allow me to access certain apps during specific hours of the day. And again, when I find that it's no longer beneficial, I log out.
Hey, my name is Stenel Stichter, developer advocate at VMware. And the question is, how do you stay visible during these difficult times? And matter of the fact is, not everyone is going to have a spaceship like this to fly around all of their communities and be able to be present there. So the best advice that I've ever gotten is just to set apart some time in your daily schedule to look at Twitter, look at Slack, and make sure that you try to answer questions and try to be visible by sharing things that are important. Maybe not even things that are directly relevant to what you do, but things that matter today, like being present, being kind to someone, calling someone out for something awesome that they did, like organizing a conference or doing something kind for someone else. Making sure that you stay active in your community is one of the most important things that we can do. And being there for one another is one of the most awesome things that we can do together in these difficult times.
Hi, it's Churros Mom from GitHub here, and today the topic is how do you stay active and present in all of your different communities? And the answer to this is you don't. It's all an illusion, and when you look at other people, it seems that they scale really well across all of the different communities, but the truth is humans don't scale really well, and we all have limited capacity and limited time in our day. So the only way I know of cloning myself is basically creating recorded content. So that's what we're doing right now. And this is my best advice. So thank you for listening, and bye.
Hi, my name's Aaron Aldrich. I'm a developer advocate with Taggy Flaggy, or Launch Darkly. You should check out the Gremlin Ink's Twitter posts to get that joke. So speaking of communities, how do we stay involved in all these communities and stay actively visible? The truth is I don't fully stay actively visible in all of them, but what I can do is I can pick ways I can contribute to those communities, and I can pick causes I care about. And I set up alerts to make sure I'm paying attention to when those things are getting discussed. So whether it's helping to organize something or helping to connect people together, that's what I stay connected with. And the further part of that is I build the relationships in those communities. Rather than just trying to be active, I try to connect with the people there. That helps me stay present in their mind when I'm not around, but it also helps that community stay with me even when I'm not physically there. Always thinking about everyone that I've interacted with and built those relationships with, and it makes a big difference. So it's the best I got for you right now, and certainly the best we can hope for when we're all stuck at home. So have a good one.
Hi, my name is Quintessence, and I'm a technical evangelist with App Dynamics. Once you've identified which communities are relevant to you due to personal and professional interest, you'll need to remain active in those communities. To get started, make sure you know where, when, and why they're active. For when, make sure you're mindful of time zones. If most users of that group are European and you're somewhere in North America, they're going to be offset by you, possibly by a lot, so you'll need to adjust. Also, make sure you know where they're active. There's Discord and Slack and email and even branded community forums. So you'll need to go where the users are. As you start to interact with them, make sure you know what topics they're actually discussing, as it's probably a subset of the broader space. And importantly, especially if you're an admin in these groups, you'll need to make sure that you're actively fostering and maintaining a safe space for underrepresented groups. Part of this will be public facing, but also make sure that you're maintaining open and genuine communication with these members, as they can be disproportionately impacted by harassment, and this will help them feel safe coming to you.
18, Chris Short here with another minute on the mic. I'm here to answer this week's question of how do you stay visibly present and active in all your different community forums and chat channels? Well, it's hard. I actually take a lot of time to kind of get the logistics of how I'm going to communicate down first. So, for example, in the Kubernetes community, note the t-shirt, I make sure that I have all the calendar invites synced up into my calendar. Very much a calendar-driven person. So for me, if I don't have those meeting invites in my calendar a solid few days in advance, it's hard for me to interact. So I actually spend a lot of time making sure that those logistical pieces are in place so that I can be present in those communities. And then I just make a conscious effort to go through the 8 or so Slacks that I think are vitally important for me to communicate with every week. And, set reminders if you need to, folks. That's all I got. Thank y'all.
Hi, my name is PJ Haggerty, and I'm from devrelate.io. I'm a member of multiple communities, and sometimes it can be tough keeping track of all of them, but here's some of the tips and tricks that I have to do it. First of all, Twitter. Everybody's on Twitter, but really use Twitter to its fullest. Curate lists, pay attention to who you're following, set up ways to silo information so you can see specific things that are happening in a community, or even large movements within a community so you're aware of it. Act locally, think globally. Try to hit all of your community's local meetups at least once a quarter. You have to have FaceTime with people. It's super important. Join Slack channels, not just the DevRel ones. Engage in conversation, but most importantly, listen. And finally, be present. Find a balance that makes sense to you. And when you have time, give it. Give it to the fullest, and you'll be sure to cultivate multiple communities at the same time. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to A Minute on the Mic. If you want to post a question or vote on the next round, keep an eye on Twitter for hashtag A Minute on the Mic. You can also view our archives at aminuteonthemic.com. Before you go, remember, you've got questions, they've got answers. Take care, everybody.